protects you.
Hi, my name is Ella, and I'm 10 years old. I'm one of the millions of children born to parents suffering from the sheeple virus. Symptoms include the inability to think for oneself, the attention span of a goldfish, and a strong belief in government and the mainstream media. It is estimated that 1 out of every 2 children are being raised by parents infected with the sheeple virus.
I think people can hear us on the radio.
There is a cure. For as little as 19 cents per day, you can become a TFR supporter and help children like me get their daily dose of truth. Together, we will make sure every child has protection from deception.
Border issue, security clearances. I'm Ann Cates. Security is being tightened at the border with Mexico, which President Trump has threatened to close. Correspondent Bob Costantini.
Our immigration facilities are out of capacity, and we cannot sacrifice our border security duties while responding to an unprecedented humanitarian catastrophe. Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen writes in a Fox News website opinion piece, as the president contemplates ordering the border with Mexico closed in part or in whole, Nielsen has ordered a speed up to a surge of 750 Customs and Border Protection agents to the frontier.
An investigation is underway into why Trump administration officials ended up with security clearances after their requests were rejected.
The chairman of the House Oversight Committee, Representative Elijah Cummings, says he will subpoena former Trump White House Personnel Security Director Carl Klein. The move comes after a whistleblower contacted the committee to discuss what she described as grave security risks. Representative Cummings says that whistleblower told the committee she and other career officials denied clearance applications for multiple security clearances that were later overturned by senior officials in the White House. The whistleblower also says she began keeping a list of White House employees' denials that were overturned, and that list includes 2 current senior White House officials. Linda Kenyon, Washington.
The House Judiciary Committee has launched efforts to have the entire Russia probe report released. Correspondent Lauren Fox.
The committee will also meet on Wednesday to mark up subpoenas for 5 former White House staffers, including Don McGahn, Steve Bannon, Hope Hicks, Reince Priebus, and Ann Donaldson. According to Nadler, he believes they may, quote, have received documents from the White House relevant to the special counsel investigation, waiving applicable privileges under the law.
A rally today on Wall Street. The Dow Jones Industrial Average closed up 330 points, the S&P up 33, the Nasdaq up 100. I'm Ann Cates.
Into the truth frequency.
Your protection from deception. This is Truth Frequency Radio.
Astronauts to the moon.
Ten, 9, ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Not to get off track here, but I feel like we're in the Truman Show, and we're in a snow globe, and they just shook it up.
Welcome to reality.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Jeranism Monday Night Raw, the current, reigning, defending, and unarguable #1 show on True Frequency Radio on Monday nights. That's between the hours of 6 and 8 p.m. Pacific, 9 to 11 Eastern. I'm your host, Jeran from Jeranism, and my tag team partner in this WWE cage match versus liars and trolls and globalists is the high-flying Jew from New Jersey, David Weiss. David, good evening to you, sir.
That's the most accurate description I've ever had on a Monday night at this time on TFR.
Awesome. Wow. You know, it feels so good right now. It feels so right to have the freedom of speech back. Do you believe that we have the freedom of speech right now?
It's very good.
Dave, we could say anything. We could say Sandy Hook is a hoax. We could say the Parkland shooting was a hoax. We can get into the New Zealand mosque shooting if we want. 9/11 was an inside job. Oh, man, that feels so good.
Nice.
I'd take a deep breath. Yes, it feels great. So we can talk about Jussie Smollett. I know you were never interested in that whole thing, but have you paid any attention to it at all?
No, that one just can't grab my attention, but feel free to talk about it.
Yeah, we could get into that in a little bit, but just so everybody knows what we're talking about, this show has been simulcast on my YouTube channel for probably the last 6 months. So every Monday you could find us on my channel for the first hour. The problem with that is, as everybody knows about YouTube, is you are restricted of a lot of things that you can say, which really kind of clamps down on us. So I made the decision that we would go back to this just because I needed a platform. I was thinking, do I need to do a podcast? What do I need to do so I can speak freely again? And I said, no, I've got Raw. That's the reason I started it. Let's just do that again. The only problem with that is, Dave, and I hate to start talking about support so early in the show, but I'm going to, is that I was making like $30 or so each of those shows that we did, plus 70% of the super chats. But by coming back to Truth Frequency again, there will be no money for the ads in those videos, and of course there will be no super chats. So I hate to talk about support or ask for support, but what did Owen Benjamin say? What's his quote?
Support what you like, or what you like goes away.
There you go. Yeah. So anyway, just so people know, if they would like to support me or my channel, the best way to do that is through PayPal, paypal.me/Jeran, which is Jeran. You can also go to patreon.com/Jeranism, and you can sign up there. Or if you have Venmo, like Dave does, who likes to send me, $9.11 or whatever it is that you usually send, you can just go to Venmo and search for @Jeranism, and that would be awesome. Dave, one thing that I think people may be confused on, or at least I've heard you say it in 2 consecutive shows. You've said that I do this full time, and that's a little wishy-washy because people might have noticed that I no longer have my bookstore up. And the sad thing is that I've kind of, over the last, probably year, kind of mortgaged my entire book collection. So what I do is find a bunch of, say I got a bunch of books in German. Well, I'll get all those together. I'll find a bookstore nearby, San Francisco, Berkeley, wherever it needs to be. And I'll take a drive up there on a Saturday or so and try and sell them a box of books or 2 boxes of books and, get $400 and drive home. So I've been doing that, and that's what's kept me afloat for a long time. So if something did happen to my YouTube channel, it would be a little bit scary. The great thing is that, a lot of people support. My Patreon helps me out a lot. But again, with taking this show off of YouTube, it would be extremely helpful if people who were going to send super chats still do, but go through PayPal or another way of support. I would greatly appreciate it.
So I think 2019 is going to be the year that people start waking up and realize, you know what, I used to pay a cable bill, I used to do this, I used to do that, and realize that, you know what, it's time we really started supporting the stuff that we listen to. There's people here that listen to you more than they listen to any subscription television shows that they used to. I mean, it should cost more than going to the movies, paying for your cable, but it's free, and it's always been free.
Right.
But, $5, $10, whatever it is, it makes a huge difference. Everyone did it. You could do this full time. I knew when I said that you didn't really do it full time, but I just wanted to see what it sounded like.
Well, I could see why you
manifest it.
Yeah, I could see. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, if everyone believes that, then maybe it will happen. No, and I think that I'm not far from it. Like I said, the bookstore is no longer up, and I'm going to do a video about that and just tell people how we went about amassing such a large book collection and really the problems with the website and why it kept us afloat for a while, but why it was never going to work out. And it comes down to advertising for your website and how you're going to go about doing that. But I had some great techniques to get books for cheap, or if you go to a book auction, well, the chances that you're going to take home any books from that auction for a decent price are extremely rare, because everybody at the book auction collects books, buys books, sells books. So that's not going to work. So what I learned to do is basically to go to auctions that were like estate auctions, to where there's tons of things there. If you went to a coin auction and you sell coins, you're not going to get a good deal on coins. But when you go to these estate auctions, what I was able to do is kind of walk around until I see a big shelf of old books and kind of hang out there and be like, oh, how much for this book? And the person's like, for that one, I don't know, $5. Okay, about this one, $5. Well, what will you take for the whole shelf? $100. Okay, great. Take it home. You sift through those books. You find a few that you can go sell for $100. You go do that, and you break even on the trip. The problem is that you then amass a huge inventory. And the great thing is, I was always telling myself and telling Missa, hey, the great thing is we have all this inventory with zero cost. The problem is that it just keeps building and building and building up. And if you don't have traffic to your website, it's going to be pretty tough to make any kind of profit. We were selling, a book or two a day on our website, and then a few from Wanello. But when you're making $2, $3, $5 profit, it's just not enough to get by. So kind of had to stop doing that. And with everybody's help with Patreon, I've been allowed to do that. So I do appreciate that. And yeah, I would love to do this full time. So anybody who can support, who can help out, that would be great. We would greatly appreciate it. And then also, Dave, I think you said, but all my videos on YouTube are free. And also this show that you're listening to now is 100% free. Just listen to it live or within the next week. And then it goes into the archives. And even if you want to listen to the archives, which is every show I've done for the past 3.5 years on True Frequency Radio, I believe it's $10 a month. And you can just go to True Frequency Radio or tfrlive.com. Go there, find my little page, and hit become a subscriber, become a member, whatever it is. And I think it's $10 a month, and Truth Frequency Radio gets $5. And then since you signed up under my name, I would get $5. So that's a huge help. But the great thing about becoming a member is you get all the archives for every show that's been on TFR. So, Crow 777's on TFR. Rob
so much content.
So much content. Yeah.
So little time.
So little time. So,
hey,
so anyway.
Just say, it's not just us that they're after. YouTube just demonetized one of my favorite non-Flat Earth channels, which is the Storer blog. Do you know who they are? These are guys that travel the world and do parkour. They jump from buildings and climb walls, and they're just amazing. But YouTube says they can't monetize. They demonetize them today.
Well, I wonder why.
Because it's because it's dangerous. It's promoting danger.
Right.
But it's not as dangerous as horseback riding, NASCAR racing.
Right.
They listed this whole list of things, but basically YouTube is just trying to screw everybody.
Yeah, it's becoming crazy. And I don't know, Dave, did you get a chance to see the video I just posted today?
I was watching half of it, and Paige is like, I cannot hear the name Logan Paul again. You have to turn that off.
Well, good. Yeah. Because if people don't know, there's an article that came out today saying Logan Paul was robbed. His house was robbed by flat earthers, which, again, I'm sure this is just an April Fool's Day joke, even though it took place on like the 28th. I don't know if it's a joke or what. But I showed in that video that another guy has shown that the cop that was involved, who even told the guy to sit down and speak English, mother effer, and so it doesn't seem real at all. And I guess this supposed cop looks like another fake cop that's on YouTube. So again, it's just Logan Paul being a liar again. But really what that video is concerning about is I woke up this morning and I had a privacy complaint on my video that I did the other day that was called, Office of Counterintelligence or whatever that stupid document was. Then I started searching around and found that all these guys, Planar Walk, Soundly, McToon, all these, jokers, put up videos today where they're showing exactly how they perpetrated this hoax. Well, the sad thing is that what they've done is they've then tried to do a privacy complaint on my video, getting me to take it down. And, Dave, I told you that this morning, and I thought about it kind of all day. Do I want to pull that video down, or is that just allowing them to win? And I said, you know what? I'm just going to leave it up because I think that, calling their bluff, that that video has no personal information in it because it was a set-up hoax. So they can't claim privacy when they've set me up. So to the email that I got where you're allowed to reply, I replied to that email with links to the video showing clearly this is a setup by these other channels. Here's the channels that are involved according to this document. They set it up so that I would fall into some trap, and now they're trying to file some privacy complaint. So will YouTube accept that, or will they strike my channel for putting somebody's and it wasn't even an email address.
I think it was
a
fair use. You were criticizing it like a news story.
Right. That's why I left it up.
Right.
So yeah, exactly. So and I stand behind fully my original video in which I never said this is a real document. It's absolutely legit. These guys are getting paid. I simply said it could be that or it could be a hoax. Either way proves dirtball, and I still stand behind that 100%.
Yeah, I wanted to go on record as saying I thought it was a trap, and I was right. Unlike me having faith that possibly the moron Logan Paul saw a way to redeem himself and was going to come out with a positive flat earth video.
Yeah,
and I was wrong.
I was really dumb. Yeah, no, I was wrong too. I guess it's just hopeful more than wrong.
Yeah, no, you know what? It's hopeful, and I'm going to live my life, continue to live my life. I'll be more, you know what? I didn't know Logan Paul. You know, he's got the Disney connection. He's got the, you know, so, and it's history.
And we can both back each other up that neither one of us had a clue who the hell that was, because you were the first person that told me. And I said,
when Robbie
that?
told me who it
I had
was,
no idea.
I'm like, who the fuck is Logan Paul?
Right. I had no idea.
And I had no idea.
Yeah, me neither. So then I looked into him and said, oh, he's a YouTuber. Okay, well, maybe he's coming. Maybe he's being positive. Now I hate hindsight, because hindsight is 20/20. Anytime you look back, you start thinking. The one time I did meet him is I passed by him in the hallway and just kind of looked over into him and said, hey, Logan, I'm Jeran, shook his hand. He said, hey, nice to meet you, whatever. But, and I'm not saying he should have said, Dave just sent me a Venmo payment for $9.11. Thank you, David, very much. Appreciate that.
You have to read the message.
Says 9/11 was an inside job.
There you go.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, and it absolutely was. Anyway, I shook his hand, and just a few things. Like I also saw his friend, and I should have known that if these guys were as into Flat Earth as I thought, or at least his friend, I would think that he would recognize me, or at least say something else. But they just kind of passed by me as if they'd never heard of me in the world. So at the time, I didn't think anything of it. These guys are important YouTube stars. I'm sure they don't have anything to do with me. But then I started thinking, man, if his friend was really a flat earther and had really done a bunch of research, wouldn't he recognize me, or wouldn't he know who I was? We need to give
him a litmus test. Ask him a couple questions. Ask him what their favorite videos are, who their favorite flat earthers are, and they'll crash and burn immediately if they're liars.
Yeah, I totally agree. So there's a lot of signs of that, and then again, for him to come out and now say that a flat earther robbed his house, which is going to end up being completely untrue. But again, YouTube is afraid of what they call dangerous things, right, or borderline content. But they're okay with this guy just lying and saying flat earthers broke into his house and having a fake cop there so he can have images and a window broken. And again, this is what I have to say: lying is so easy. It's just ridiculously easy and petty. I find it. I don't know. That's what I struggle with, Dave.
Lying and believing go in the same basket.
Absolutely. Yeah, they really do. And it's just so easy to do. And it's not impressive to me. It's not impressive. I mean, Mrs. out delivering food right now. If I wanted to, if I went and laid on my hallway floor and poured a bottle of ketchup near my head, when my wife walks in, she's going to think that I had an accident and fell down and hit my head. That's not impressive. That's not.
Or will she stop and dip a French fry in it?
Oh, I would hope not, but you never know. But anyway,
hey, one other thing I want to say this is, even though Logan burned us, we've learned, but I still put my faith in people. I'm a pretty good read of people. I just was hoping, because we were that deep into Logan Paul, I was just hoping, and foolishly. But I am putting my faith in what I read in Owen Benjamin. I still think that this guy, if this guy screws us, I will lose my faith in humanity.
No, I don't see that coming. But again, you never know. I just think that
you never know.
He just could be quiet about it eventually. That's.
He might go quiet. That's fine. Yeah. But he's not going to turn like Joe Rogan. No. Oh, good old Joe Rogan. No, and so this is my problem with liars. These guys, and that's what Logan Paul's audience loves. They love to see people get lied to. They love to see these hoaxes. Obviously, everybody in the comment section of these videos that were put out today is congratulations, great prank, nice job. A lot of people saying great April Fool's Day joke, which that doesn't make any sense. The original video was posted on January 28th, and it just so happens that I posted mine like March 28th, 2 months after that live stream. They do that for a reason. It's the same reason why during these false flags and hoaxes like Sandy Hook and Boston, they post the articles about them several days before so they get some traction, and then they really appear on that day. That's why he does it.
Yeah, pretty sad, and it goes to show you what these guys are all about. And again, if people want to watch those channels, and again, you can call. The sad thing is, if you called Logan Paul a liar to his face, he wouldn't care, because he is. So that's the difference between me and Logan Paul. If you call me a liar, I'm going to take a huge offense to that, because everything I do is I just try and be honest.
You know what? He would be very popular if he was in the movie Idiocracy in the future, where everyone is dumbed down. And I think we're approaching that with the people that are sleeping. We're literally approaching the mentality of the movie Idiocracy. You've seen that movie, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like one of the regular people.
With Terry Crews, right? Plays the President Camacho. Yeah. Yeah, good movie.
Of course you would know that. I don't even know who that name was, but he was a wrestler, right?
No, he should be. He's gigantic, but no, I just know his name. I've seen him on some other shows. I think he was in, I forgot what movie. But anyway, it just I think it's all about the entertainment, and that's what these guys do. And so if people like to be shown that you can trick people, and that's what these channels are all about, especially talking about Logan Paul. So again, it's just easy now to see, at least for me, when you see a hoax perpetrated like that. And if that's what it was, which it certainly appears to be, they put a page 2 of their PDF document that you could cryptographically check to make sure of when it was original. I don't even care about all that. If it's a hoax, it's a hoax. Fantastic.
But you called it in your video. You called it as a hoax, but you went through it and you tore it apart. So next,
showed it. Yeah, next.
Can we talk about the most awesome Flat Earth video of today, which is on the app today? Did you look at it?
Is it called Flat Earth Dermatology?
No.
IT. Okay, no, I didn't know if that was it.
Dermatology and IT.
NIT, yes. And just like you only watched half my video, I listened to about half of that one. By the way, it's great to have Matt Long have his voice back. So it was nice that he's healed from whatever his sickness was.
Whatever it was, he's back in action, and we're getting our audio issues worked out. We're up to a solid 3, maybe 4 out of a scale from 1 to 10.
That's pretty good. Now, I also have to ask real quick, are you really going to get a shirt that says Seizures for Science?
I did order one, yes.
You sent me a screenshot, and I thought maybe you just drew it up on Paint Shop or something real quick. I'm like, what is this nonsense?
No, and if anybody wants one, it's linked on the Flat Earth podcast in the description.
Oh, okay. I should make one too. I've now just started to be able to realize how to use that merchandise shelf that appears below my videos. So if people go to any of my videos today, you'll actually see there's a couple items that have never been there before. I took off the word Elon Musk from the shirt that I had designed a long time ago that says you can tell it's real because it looks so fake. That got declined by Teespring. This time it went through as long as I removed Elon Musk's name. So if you want a nice shirt that says you can tell it's real because it looks so fake with the picture of that dumb globe and the stupid Tesla car, you can check that out. Just I think you just go below any of my videos. You can get that video or that shirt. And there's some other ideas that we have. Miss is always a great. If we can get any sales and support through those shirts, if people want to buy them. Again, you don't have to buy any shirt if you don't want any shirt. But, it'll be great to see David wearing his Seizures Science shirt.
You know how I say the Globers, people that are lost in the Matrix, you could be wearing a Flat Earth shirt. They'll look at it and they don't see it, just like people looking up into the sky when there's chemtrails everywhere. They're like, oh, it's kind of cloudy.
Right.
They don't see it. Seizures for Science, people, they shake their heads like Fred Flintstone is like, what? And they ask, I was sure, they have to get Rob Skiba on to make the noise. And they're going to say, what does that mean? So if you want to open the conversation, it's best when someone else opens the conversation rather than you come at them. And I think that shirt is going to be highly effective for people going, what the hell is Seizures for Science? And then you could take that conversation any direction you want. It's all about getting them to ask you about Flat Earth.
All right. I like the idea. In fact, if you buy me one, I'll wear it. I'll sport it. But you have to buy it for me. Yeah. Great. Now, you didn't tell me what this the #1 video on the app is. Should I be looking? Let me check it out.
Well, today's video is Karen B's video about how the sun sets. She's been threatening to make this for a long time, and she made it. It's a short video explaining about how perspective is only part of it, and then how you just got to watch it. It's a 10-minute video, maybe 10, maybe it's less.
All right, I see it. How the Sun Sets on a Flat Earth by Karen B.
It's excellent. So when people say, when you're bringing up Flat Earth,
as long as her voice is on it, I'm in.
It is.
Okay,
and she has one beauty shot where she shows up in the middle of it, just to keep people's attention.
All right.
She's like, if you know the rest, you don't have to go any further. But look at me, I'm Karen B. Watch the rest. And if anyone saes, well, how does the sun set on a flat Earth? Show them that video. That's the go-to video for now. Till I come out with a better one.
You're going to come out with a better one?
Who knows? You never know. Probably not. I don't have that voice, and she's very good. But I did throw the drone up today. I'd say today was the clearest day we've had in a year. It was chilly and cold, and even with the restricted height that I now have, which I'm thinking is very suspicious that I'm not allowed to fly over 300 feet from my home, I was able to catch the sun fade out.
All right. Awesome. Sorry,
Did
I had to
lose
open
you?
the door. Nope, just for a second I had to open the door. Okay. I'm back. Yeah, so that's you were able to throw it up. Did you do a live stream or no?
No, I didn't do a live stream. I'm actually editing it now, and give me a few minutes during each break, and I should have it done by the end of the show. So
right.
I will put it up. Hey, do you watch the show Billions on Showtime? Probably not.
No.
So Billions is obsessed with flat Earth. Paul Giamatti was having this big scene, and he said, I forget exactly what he said, but then he goes, that's a theory, and then the guy goes, so is flat Earth. Just out of nowhere, boom, flat Earth comes in and goes out. Then on the next episode, they got a guy prominently wearing a globe shirt that says, not flat, we checked.
Really?
Yeah. And then also during the show, there's shots of the Apollo missions on the walls. Do you think this is effective for them to subconsciously program people this way? Or
Obviously.
are they paying more attention to it?
Well, I think that it kind of goes both ways, but I think they think it's effective, but I think that they don't realize that the world is waking up to their games. So, it still works. I mean, if you put out a story on the mainstream media, it's still going to be heavily believed.
Right.
But there's a lot of people out there who know now that just because something's on the media doesn't mean it's true, and they question it. And so I think they're at a period of time now where they may think that that'll work, and it probably would have worked 10 years ago, 20 years ago maybe. But I think they've kind of run out of space as far as that works. Now, again, the sad thing is we're in a small community. We know what each other thinks. We're very aware of the awake people in the world, Crow 777, all the great podcasts out there. Chris Green from AMTV, we can talk about him a little bit. Owen Benjamin, all these people that are starting to wake up. The only problem is I don't know what percentage of the world, or at least the country, is in that camp. So is it still so small? Is it still 2% of people? The hard thing is you can't trust polls anymore either. I mean, if you take a poll of 1,000 people, I mean, that doesn't tell you anything about.
I heard a poll that said 15% of the people are questioning the shape of the Earth. I love that number. Don't know if I believe it, but I'll run with it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, because you could never ask, the 300 and whatever 20 million people that they say are in the United States or so. You just couldn't get an accurate number. But I think that it's a lot more than they let on, and I think a lot of people are awake to the space hoax and are starting to look into it deeply. And a lot of people just are not in a position where they feel comfortable coming out and talking about it. I got another letter this week from a airline pilot who said I couldn't mention his name, didn't really want anything but he said that there's a lot of pilots out there that are starting to talk about it, and he said that he now believes he flies over a flat Earth.
I'm taking a flight tomorrow morning, and I have 3 of Edward Hendry's books I'm bringing to give to the pilots.
Nice.
I always do that, or give it to somebody. I ended up giving it to I held court in the back of the plane. Well, the woman next to me saw me reading the book, talking to her. Then the next guy chimed in, and the 2 people in front of her and the 2 people across. And by the time we landed, I had probably 9 people looking into flat Earth. So, hey,
amazing.
Real quick, there was an update. I just want to. A lot of people are asking questions on the app for the Flat Earth Sun Moon Zodiac Clock app. I've added a new feature. If you go into settings, scroll down, you can turn on the daylight savings time if you're observing daylight savings time, and the sun will fall 1 hour behind the hour hand because the hour hand is 1 hour off of real time.
Right.
And it is my favorite feature. The other thing before we go to break is we are approaching a new moon. Do not email me saying your clock is broken and there's no moon, okay?
All right,
there will not be a moon on the clock for several days.
It's okay. It didn't disappear. It didn't go anywhere.
If you look really hard, it's kind of still there, all right? But it's difficult to see.
All right, so don't go anywhere. We got a break coming up, and then we'll be back with another half hour of chit-chat, and then we'll be taking calls if you want to get in line now to make sure you get on. 213-233-1037. 213-233-3998. Again, 213-233-3998. There's the break. We'll see you guys in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Jeranism Monday Night Raw.
People who use CBD report relief from inflammation and chronic pain, balanced blood sugar and cardiovascular system, relief from muscle tensions, tremors, migraines, headaches, anxiety, depression, and the list goes on. The big question is, where do you get it? IALife is a 99% pure CBD oil made with all organic ingredients, and it's available to TFR listeners worldwide. If you use coupon code TFR at checkout, you'll get $5 towards your order. Head on over to ialife.com now. That's AYALife.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
It's a great product. And the one thing I like about it the most is that when you open the bottles, you can smell like the scent of the fruits and veggies. It's no genius thing to it. It's really just fruits and veggies, which everyone needs. And you guys kind of put it in a way where you can take it easy and you can get it, and it's natural, and that's what I like about it. You know, I like the product, and I've taken it, and it's definitely made me feel a lot better. You know, I'm a healthy person to begin with, but it's definitely good prevention, and it's definitely gives me energy, and I feel like it's a natural thing. I like it. I really do.
For a limited time, use discount code TALK to receive a 50% discount on your first preferred whole health system and have it shipped to you free. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com. Again, use discount code TALK.
True initiation is an inward journey. It's a spiritual path that is totally inward. It has nothing to do with anything external to you.
I want to determine if the grand architect is indeed what I believe it to be, which is the artificial intelligence.
The initiatory path is one of self-discovery and self-revealing. It's not a journey that someone can hold your hand through.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take you through the steps of initiation. Remember, you are divinity.
Step Beyond the Veil with Chris and Sherry Geo. Fridays and Saturdays, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Real people, real radio.
Initiating the truth frequency.
This is Truth Frequency Radio.